They've already got most of you. Most of you can't even, I'm not even able to get to you. My children, though, I can't even control myself with the computers and the wireless, and my children are already getting addicted to the internet, addicted, even though we tried to use it for education. I'm losing them. They're being sucked in. They're becoming pre-wireheads, cyberpunks, whatever you want to call it. We've got to realize that we need to have a huge debate about this now and break out of the trance. Please, please, there's still time. I'm reaching through to you through the matrix system. I'm reaching through, interfacing with your visual brain antennae, your eyes. I'm going through the nerve endings in your ears right now. I'm reaching through to you. They're attacking it all. They're attacking it all. They're attacking your hormone levels because most of sexual activity is communicated, especially with females, through olfactory smell, through males' visual with an olfactory overlay where your brain scans. Does this mate have good hormones? Does this mate have good organs? Your brain knows, does this mate have a uterus? Does this mate, will this mate produce enough milk? The nose. Brain tissue in the olfactory. Your multidimensional scanning system. Now, what happens with the mice? I'm going to get to that in a moment. Here it is, London Telegraph. Radio makes Britons happier than TV and web. And this is a new study they've done. But again, these are legion. Radio, when you're listening, you have to image everything I'm saying. If I say blue whale, you see a blue whale. It made your brain manifest that image and cause neural connections. If I say red bicycle, you're seeing red bicycle. If I say Marilyn Monroe, you're seeing Marilyn Monroe. If I say George Strait, you're scanning for George Strait. If I say Jesus Christ, you image the archetypal image of Christ. If I say cross, if I say gold, you image gold bars or gold coins. Radio, you have to image. Television, you do not have to image. And it causes a downgrading in brainwaves. And that's what this latest London Telegraph article gets into. And causes depression. Another big study came out yesterday. That was dealing with children that watch TV at night, don't sleep well, and don't have proper brainwave patterns during sleep. And it disrupts their sleep. I've noticed that anytime I let my children watch even a classic movie at night, then they don't sleep. They run around the house all night. They wake up. They cry. Did we find the Alzheimer's article, Alzheimer's TV? I believe BBC, AP, Reuters. Just Alzheimer's TV. I want to show folks that's in case they think I'm joking. You're under assault. You're under total assault. Now, yesterday I got up here and I explained, yes, they had Romans having sex with each other. Yes, that goes on. I'm going above debates of you guys trying to make this a moral issue one way or the other. And look at the scientific facts. There it is, BBC, TV linked to Alzheimer's. Now, continuing. That was 2001. They've known it since they invented it. When I came out and explained they're trying to cause gender confusion in your brain chemicals, in the pheromones you put off, I was reading from French news agency. But still, they used the political correct term to kill debate and said homophobe in the George Soros outfits yesterday because they don't want you knowing what they're doing. Well, let's talk about the breast cancer then. Is that wrong to tell women what's killing them? Probably. Just again, break something down for you. Several months ago, the EPA raised the levels of safe radiation, depending on the dozens of isotopes, from 100 times to 100,000 times what it previously was. You can go to the EPA's website, and now even the Associated Press a few weeks ago, when it became official, reported on it. They're now saying certain isotopes can be 100,000 times higher. Most of them were 2,000, 3,000 times. There was a big list of them. I read them on air over and over and over again. This isotope can now be 25,000 times. This one 100,000. This one 100. This one 500. And that's because it was coming up in water supplies in San Francisco and other areas of 500 times, 300 times. They just say, hey, it's fine. It comes out now that for 8 years at least 4 or 5 airports, Boston Logan is the one where this stuff all came out, that they have been testing the body scanners and that cancers went off the charts. No kidding. 8 hours a day, their own internal studies, radiation coming out. You're living in a microwave. And, I mean, no kidding. When you see the body scan photos TSA released, in many of them you can see the skeleton. You can see the fingers. You can see the bones and the fingers and the hand. That's like a dental x-ray. You can see the cartilage and the bone in the nose. Look at those photos. It's going through your skin. These people worked there, and they knew. The government knew it was a death sentence for the TSA. These people are insane, but there's a sick, insane plan to it. So, find my stack here from what I was covering. And I'm digging through more of this. I'm going to do a special report later in the week, if not next week, that'll get millions of views, because I want to just show overwhelming documents, UN documents that said, encourage the end of the family. Well, I even have a Department of Education things that said the family is archaic and is barbaric and will be expunged, and that families are, quote, mentally ill, and the institution is inherently bad. These are quotes. And then look what they've done. It's not some judgment on what people are doing. Were there people in history that were naturally one way or the other? I'm not making a judgment on you, any more than I'm making a judgment on the French news agency article yesterday. In fact, let me find it here. Chemical in plastic containers makes male mice act like females. And then the females smell the pheromones off of them, and they're not attracted and will not have sex with the male mice. And you go into all the other studies. This has been studied for, again, 80 years or more. They knew exactly what they were doing. You see, it's more than that. Women are now not attracted to men because their brains are smelling the men, the pheromones. And they don't know why. Well, that guy, it looks good, but something about him. That's why women, when foreigners come in from third world countries and haven't been here long, go crazy. You'll see women go right up. They could be Eastern European. They could be from Latin America. They're ready to get their clothes off as fast as possible. They're like, whoa, I am ready right now. I mean, we don't have children in the West. The West is dying. We're not even replacing our numbers. Europe is collapsing. Japan is collapsing. They've been doing it to the Japanese men. Japan has, what, a 1.2 replacement. There won't be any Japanese in a couple generations. The globalists, wherever they got control, have been testing it. Now they're moving it to the third world. This isn't about gay, heterosexual, any of this. It's about destroying who we are. No wonder record numbers of men want to put dresses on and are attracted to men. You're women. You're women. Women aren't attracted to you because you're a woman. So you're attracted to men because chemically in your brain, you are now attracted to men. Do you understand that? That's one section of this, but that's why it's growing. Just like the mice. We'll be right back. We are now in the little 5-minute segment here, and I wanted to talk to you about the chemical, biological, radiological attack on what the species is. The global engineers do not want there to be families, and they're on record saying this. They want to chemically alter who humans are. If you go back to Aldous Huxley in 1932 publishing Brave New World, the vast majority of the population are suboid minions, and they are sexless, or they are hermaphrodites who are not allowed to breed and who are genetically engineered to be low IQ and servile. Before Huxley died in 1962, and he'd written many nonfiction books, he spilt the beans in a Berkeley speech and other speeches and writings, admitting that his brother was a eugenicist, as he was, and that his family had been part of a British government breeding program going on from the 1860s on. And that's also public information, but he talked about it. And he said that he'd already been in facilities then with microchips that weren't even supposedly invented yet, wired into people's brains to control them and manipulate them. He said chemically and biologically that the public was being manipulated, and that within 50 years, the plan was to roll this out widespread. Now, In the last few days, I covered articles like this one. Chemicals in plastic containers make male mice act like females. Turns them into females. The females smell them and don't want to have sex with them because they see them as females. The females are hyper-feminized, and it accelerates their aging. That's why our girls are going into puberty at 13, 12, 10, now as young as 5, some even age 3. Put that into a search engine. 3-year-olds now going into puberty in the West. The biggest contributor is bisphenol A. Also, fluoride accelerates development. So the males are female now, to a certain extent, and females are hyper-female. So they grow taller now, you notice with women, are outpacing boys in the generational increase in growth. Women's breast cancer is off the charts, directly linked to bisphenol A that's in almost all plastic products, the lining of juice boxes, tin cans for soda, for Cokes, everything. And in the studies, it turned the mice into females. And if you get deeper into the studies, there's a whole bunch of them, the males start getting confused and trying to have sex with each other. Now, is that saying that 5,000 years ago there weren't men who were attracted to men for whatever reason? The point is, for whatever reason, that's gone on throughout history. But this is artificially being done. And a lot of people will then defend what's artificially been done to them. My point is, and will actually defend putting bisphenol A in, they're like, yeah, that's great, we're taking over. See, people then love what has been done to them. And that's a tendency. It's, what's the term, Stockholm Syndrome? Loving their abusers. Taking what you were and changing it. Now, that's an oversimplification. There's a lot of other factors going on. But look, am I homophobic towards hermaphrodite frogs? No, it's a scientific fact that all over the world, where our wastewater is dumped in, with these chemicals we're being fed that we excrete, that the fish, the amphibians are becoming gender confused. Discovery News, more hermaphrodite fish in U.S. rivers. Male fish with female anatomy are appearing in rivers across the country. And then, of course, Air Force looked into spray to turn enemy gay. They could spray female hormones on them that in studies would make the men uncontrollably start having sex with each other. BPA receipts bombshell. Paper slips contain high levels of bisphenol A. Dirty money, BPA on dollar bills. They're sterilizing us. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.